let's maybe get some ice cream. So it's about 10:30 p.m. and we are out on the roads of Vagator trying to find some ice cream. So now I'll enjoy that delicious ice cream and I'll catch you on the other side of the night. So last night actually ended quite late and it's a bit of a hazy morning today, maybe because of that. I'm not sure if you feel it, but I feel everything is a little hazy. And on this hazy and blurry morning, we are roaming around the streets of Vagator to try and find a nice place for breakfast. And we do have a place in mind, but I am a little confused how exactly to reach that spot. So we'll see. We are a little lost, but we'll get to the place and hopefully have a nice breakfast, assuming it's still open. And the thing with Goa is, because of all the tourism that has been happening here over the last, I would say like 60 years, because they say tourism in Goa really began in the 1960s. And I think it's because of that tourism that there are a lot of these modern and vegan, vegetarian, or various sorts of breakfast places, brunch places, and just generally good restaurants all around Goa. So our attempt now this morning is to find a nice restaurant, one such restaurant where we'll have a good breakfast and then we'll kickstart our day. We found it and looks like the morning is not hazy and blurry anymore, but it definitely looks like a very blue and bright and beautiful morning. And I think it's the perfect morning to have some delicious and nutritious breakfast. So let's see what we find at this restaurant. The place is, of course, very green, very natural looking, and as we were talking earlier, this is a result of all the tourism that happens in Goa these days. And this person who's built the place actually is probably not from Goa, but he came here and settled here because he likes the Goa life, and now he's trying to make a living with this restaurant that depends on tourists and tourism. So yeah, it's really interesting to think about it. So I think this morning for me is a bit like a tourism industry kind of morning. I'm thinking about tourism and its impacts, its positives, and of course its negatives. And I think it's also, wow, I mean, more than anything else, I think it's just a beautiful and quiet and peaceful Goa morning. Everything else is secondary. I just love when your mornings can start on such an almost inspiring kind of note. It starts your day on the right note and makes you think about all the perfect things. Such as tourism and in fact also macroeconomics, because for some reason I cannot help but think how thousands or maybe even lakhs of tourists who come to Goa every month or maybe every quarter they're adding so much to the economy, right? All the money that they spend actually goes to the people who are living here and doing their businesses here, and then all the taxes which are levied on that consumption goes to the government, which can then build better facilities and maybe help out the people of this state. So yeah, I mean, the beauty of this place also has this economics playing behind it. There we go, we have our breakfast here on the table. Possibly it doesn't look as enticing as I was imagining this plate to be, but that's okay. And I'm gonna dive in now. So the breakfast was good, very fulfilling. I think it was also nutritious, and I think overall we had a good time, and now we are rolling again. So I think I should definitely touch upon my earlier semi-intellectual sounding conversation earlier. So yeah, I mean, macroeconomics, I think this is one of my recent interests, and I just love how the fact that this place is attracting tourists can add so many positives to its economy and to its government and to its locals. But of course, if you don't regulate all that well, then you see the negatives as well. You see overcrowding. You see restaurants in a neighborhood that was otherwise quiet and peaceful. You see building right on the sea. So it's definitely more nuanced in a way. Wow, what a beautiful morning after breakfast. So yeah, as I was saying, I think as with anything, it's all about maintaining that delicate balance so that you don't end up overcrowding and destroying Goa for what it really is. And that balance is extremely important. And I think in that same vein, I was thinking a couple of times that is it a positive if Goa has better roads and better public transport and all that stuff? Probably not, because that attracts more people and makes Goa a less good place. So I thought I should take a pause because I was speaking a little too much. And we've literally taken a pause as well. We are still around in Vagator, but we kind of want to take things slow from here. We're just trying to roam around, take like a post-breakfast morning walk. Just look at all the micro things that we see here in Vagator. Sort of like a zoomed in view after our breakfast. And what happens later on in the day is probably better suited for the next video. So I think here, from the very bright and quiet and kind of wild and green streets of Vagator, I will take a pause and I'll catch you again very soon.